Welcome back to part 2 of the masking, and we still with the one layer. I'm just going to double click it, open up in Camera Raw, so we just to refresh what we did. Yeah, we just learned how to take the clarity slider down to smooth out the skin, but the main thing we learned here was that in the sharpening one, the masking slider, if you hold down the Alt key or the Command key and you hold it, you can see where the sharpening has been applied. It's only applied to the whites. Now, this application of the whites and the black being see-through is going to be paramount in Photoshop. Let me say okay. I'm going to go back to the Photoshop. I'm going to get this in the layers palette here. I'm just going to do the layer quickly here. We've got the eye, which turns the layer on and off. We've got the thumbnail, which has, if I right click on it, it's got certain attributes. And then we've got the layer, which is blue, which shows it active, and that has different attributes if I right click on it. The thumbnail, if I double click on the thumbnail, it relaunches it in Camera Raw. Okay. Now, if I right click on the layer, I can go New Smart Object via Copy. What that allows me, to separate a raw file into two raw files and work on them independently. This is going to be exactly what you're looking for to correct this image. I'm going to double click on the top one, and I'm going to change just the clarity slider to introduce some more density to the red and her hair and her eyes. And straight away you can see it's a lot more denser and you've got a lot more structure in the face at the same time. I'm going to accept that and say OK. And now we've got the two different images that are going to appear. And they're both raw files, so we're working in raw data. Right, there's the first one for the skin. There's the second one for the hair and the clothes. How do we combine them? What we're going to use is we're going to use the color range tool in this aspect, but it's any selection tool. So if the mouse is on this side here, this whole first bunch of selection tools. As long as I can select the skin, that's all I'm really after selecting. I find it easier to use the color range tool in this one. And I'm going to bring the dialog box so you can see what's going on here with the dialog box. Here's a dialog box that pops up when you open it. And if you take the first picker and you click, first picker tells Photoshop what you're looking for. I'm looking for that color. And it straight away told me it's picked up her skin there and it's picked up a similar color in the white wall behind her. I can go any further that. I can click on the add to, and I see it's missed a spot underneath here, which would be that area there. And I can click it either on here, the dialog box, or on the picture itself. And now you can see that's coming a lot stronger. What they've given us here, they've given us a number of dialogues here. The sample colors, if you click it open, it's actually one that's limited just to skin tones. And now you can see there's the skin tones being utilized with a little bit left over on this side here, and most of the other black. Kind of what we're looking for. We were looking for the greatest contrast between black and white. Remember, black reveals and white applies the application. So same idea. What we can do is also detect faces and limit it to just the face. I helped a little bit on the side there. I'm just going to untick that because that seems a little bit better. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back a step and say sample colors. So if we go back to this original one, just so I can show you the application of how a mask works. So that's paramount to what we're learning here. So OK. And what happens as soon as you say OK, you get marching ants without the whole picture. Marching ants show where the selection is. OK. We have selected the skin. This first layer here, the top layer, is the one that's got the application for the hair and the shirt. It's the one that we took the contrast very high up. We don't want to put the skin on that one. Let's swap the layers. We want to put the skin on the bottom layer, which I've now moved to the top. And from here, if you just put your mask icon and you click it, it'll take the selection and apply it to the mask on that layer that's active, the layer that's blue. There we go. I'm going to click, and straight away the marching ants disappear on this side, and on this side we've got a mask that's appeared. In order to see the mask, because it's rather small there, we hold down the command with the Alt key and you click it you click inside the mask, and then the mask actually appears where the picture is. And now you can see exactly what Photoshop was doing with that small dialog box. So what it was doing. We have to now correct this. We need to have black and white, not grey. Where it's grey, a part of the application is applied. We want to make it so the whole application is applied to certain areas. Now, what is the application? The application is a smoothing. Took the clarity slider down in the raw, so it's a smoothing effect. So you want a smoothing effect definitely on the skin, and you might think about applying it to the wall as well. I'm going to zoom in so we can look at the skin here. Okay, so straight away we're looking at, might do the eyes over right here. Trick to this is to use a brush, and brush is going to be the one that works the easiest on all these aspects. Shortcut B, and where the bounding box is what you're going to work on. As you can see, my mouse has been to a negative sign. It says I can't work on a layer. Thank goodness, because I wouldn't want me to work on the thumbnail. I meant to work on the mask. Right, on the mask now. I'm going to control click it so we can see. and now we can see the mask. I would like the white of the eyes to be smooth. So I'm on a white foreground color. My mode is normal. My passive flow is standard, and I'm on the mask, and I'm working on the mask, and I'm going to paint where the white of the eye is. Like that. Nice and simple. But now you see I made a mistake and we bled over into the black. I'm going to Control Z, Command Z, go one step back. How we circumvent that is we actually change the blending mode, which is normal up here, we change it to overlay. That kind of tells the brush, do not go paint white on black or black on white. And now we can be a lot more liberal in this. And you have to paint a couple more times to get the effect. But as you can see, I can't go over into the wrong color there. It allows me to get the white of the eyes white again. And we'll work on both eyes quickly. This overlay is one we're going to use again and again and again and again. Really strong application. This area here, I want to try and bring some of that back and some of that back so it's not too dark. Now I'm just going to go and repair the face. I'm still in overlay. I'm going to get a lot bigger brush now. I'm going to really do it quickly because the overlay affords us that. Affords us to really do big strokes and be able to speed up our process. Where it's areas like on the edges but you can't really see what's going on, you're going to have to take another trick, and I'll show you that trick. We'll go back. Whoops, I actually want to keep the lips the other way. Go back and show you how to do that. Okay, so remember I said I want to keep the lips the other way. That's easy. So now I'm going to change my foreground color to black, and I'm going to paint the lips black. That will reveal the lips that we put the contrast on not the contrast, the clarity slider on the layer underneath. Okay, lips pretty black there. You can go black. Inevitably, it works best if you do. I've run into a problem here. This is black, the side here. I actually want to correct it. Now, if I'm using a white foreground color and I'm on overlay, it's not going to work because it's pitch black. It's just going to go like that. What I have to do is I have to change it back to normal and then paint it out. There's another trick we can show you here. If I'm working, I've clicked on the thumbnail of the layer, so we can see that the actual color. I can actually work on the mask while in color. How we do that? You can see around the color one there's a little white bounding box. That shows that wherever that bounding box is where you're going to do your application that you got on your mouse. I want to do it on the mask, so I click on the mask, but I haven't held down the Alt key. I just clicked on the mask. So the mask now got the bounding box, and I can see it in color. This affords me to go into places where here I would like to take that off. Now I know that the overlay wasn't working here, so I'm going to stay in the normal mode. Make sure I've got a white foreground color, and you can see as I paint here, so it's going to smooth it out quite nicely. This affects that skin tone that I was talking about, and creates that very, very feminine skin that we're so accustomed to seeing. And like I said, the area here I found was a little bit too grungy, so I'm going to go back and just take that out. I'm going to do the same on the side here. It was just at the back of where the eyelash, where the eyes met the hair, seemed to be a bit of a shadow there. And I'm just going to zoom out so I can now work a bit quicker. Work on the whole neck at one go. Usually I know there's going to be a problem where the skin meets the hair, so I'm going to just emphasize that while I'm painting. And I know that the hands have to get painted too, also skin tone. And that's about it. Everything's done nicely there. You zoom out and let's have a look at the difference. That's just the one layer, and that's the layer with the face moved. A remarkable difference. Okay, this is part one. So from here we're just going to accept it, and we've done a good job so far. Hit pause. Then we'll come back for the next part, which will be concluding the mask.